Hi, welcome to Rambling Roxy's Adventures Through History. I'm here at the Wagnalls Memorial Library in Lithopolis, Ohio, and we're going to go on a Mabel tour. Who's Mabel, you ask? Well, that's a great question. We're about to find out. Miss Carol here is going to give us a tour and tell us all about who Mabel was, why she was important, and all the great things that she did. And there's a special surprise too, because I think Miss Mabel is actually going to join us. You ready?
Hi, I'm Carol Dahl, and it is so great to have you here with me today. And we love this library. It's called Wagnalls Library, and it is in Lithopolis, Ohio. Let's see. Right now I'm Carol, but when I put on my hat, I would become Mabel Wagnalls. Mabel Wagnalls is the person who built this library, and she will tell you all about the library and her family and herself. So, without further ado, welcome. My name is Mabel Wagnalls, and I'm here at Wagnalls Library. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was actually born in 1869, and I built this library to honor my parents, Adam Wagnalls and Anna Willis. I will get rid of some myths or legends along the way. One of them is that I lived here in Lithopolis. I want you to know, I never lived in Lithopolis. My parents were born here. My father lived here till he was 5, my mother until she went away for college. And this was always our special town, Lithopolis. My mother always wanted to do something special for this town. I did not know what it was until I was almost 50 years old. And at that point, that's when I built this library. I'm standing here in front of this piano. This was one of my pianos. It's called a Steinway piano. It's a grand piano, as you can see. And it was at my home, Do-Re-Mi Manor on Long Island. I was actually born in Kansas City. However, from the time I was 7 until for the rest of my life, I lived in New York City area. The reason I wanted to show you this piano, you can see how it's built, right? When we first moved to New York City when I was 7 years old, my father, the reason we moved to New York was because my father had gone to New York. He had something about the American Centennial. Centennial means 100 years. So the United States was celebrating its 100th birthday from 1776 to 1876. My father went to New York City. There he met up with a person that had gone to the same college as him, Wittenberg College here in Ohio. And Isaac Funk was his name. Isaac Funk he went to Wittenberg College. He went to school to become a Lutheran minister. And that's the same thing with my father. He went to Wittenberg College. He went to that school to become a Lutheran minister. Isaac Funk had started a publishing company. And do you know what a publishing company is? What that is they publish books. So they put books together. Authors write books, and then publishing companies put those books out for people to read. So he had met with Isaac Funk. They decided to start a publishing company. We moved to New York when I was 7 years old. My father was making $7 a week at that time, so I was not a rich girl. And that's another thing I need to let you know is that I did not grow up being rich. I did not. I grew up just like you. I was just regular Mabel. So we moved to New York City. My mother and father, we lived in an apartment. It was a very small apartment. So the apartment had 2 rooms. One room was my mother and father's room, their bedroom. The other room was the everything room. We didn't even have a kitchen. My mother cooked our meals over a kerosene stove. You can imagine such a thing. That other room, like I said, was the everything room. So that's where I slept, that's where we ate, that's where I played. And again, it was just the everything room. So when we moved there though, my parents had decided to buy a second-hand grand piano. This is called a grand piano, so you can see how it's built. And I remember being very excited about that move because my parents had bought me that second-hand grand piano. I loved to play the piano. That room was so small, however, that during the day I played the piano, not this one, but one kind of like it, not as nice at all. But I played a piano like this, and then at night I slept on it. Some people think that's funny, but I just thought it was regular. So what else can I show you here? This is a photograph of me, Mabel Wagnalls, and this is called a loving cup. And what that was, it was given to me on the day of the dedication of this library in 1925. So that'll be probably for